Here we are in a land down under, where race cars flow and drivers plunder. That's all I'm legally allowed to sing before we're DMCA'd. But that's right, we are in Australia at one of the greatest racing circuits in the world. It's the Bathurst 120 here at the glorious Mount Panorama circuit. I'm James Watson, joined as always by my broadcast partners, Drue Bernardi and Dave Huckleberry. And, well, how about it, Drew? This is certainly going to be a wild one for everyone involved.
Oh, yeah, it is. This is a long track. Huge, actually. 3.82 miles of twists and turns. And these drivers better be prepared for a wild one because this track has some very narrow points. It's got blind corners. It's got everything that you would expect out of a road course and more.
Absolutely. This track is just incredible. And it is a lot of fun with these cars. I've actually done 2 league races here at Bathurst with the O'Reilly cars. And let me tell you, going through the Dipper, oh, it's so much fun. It feels like you're driving an 18-wheeler with the brakes cut. So terrifying, but so exhilarating. And I can't wait to see everyone's first trip through the cutting at speed. Here are the point standings so far for this season. Ty McIntosh leading the points thanks to his phenomenal season opening win at Daytona. Joshua Chin, the winner at Indy, right there in P2. Tyler Fody, Jonathan Cutlip, and Trey Eitzen round out the top 5. Chad Frankenfield, Cam Rich, Noah Brown, Tate Lytle, and Justin Fuller, the top 10. Ryan Bohr. And, well, here we go. We are already ready for the starting grid. And it's the short pace lap, too, mercifully. So, your pole sitter, the 49 of Connor Nixon, with the 23 of Scott Eckridge next to him on the front row. Joshua Chin in the 93 and Justin Fuller in the 55 on row 2. The 17 of Cameron Rich and the 19 of David Tooker, row 3. Daniel Gore in the 69 and Gavin Hibbs in the 95 on row 4. Rounding out the top 10, Tommy Ryan in the 66 and Tyler Fody in the 40.
Starting off from P11, we'll have William White. P12 will be Thomas Coonan. And into row 7, we're going to have Ray Bracey and Tate Lytle. Inside of row 8 is going to be Noah Brown. On the outside is going to be Ryan Borges. And on the inside of row 9, it's Paul Mikolajczyk with Jared Rexing on the outside. And in 19th and 20th, we have Chad Frankenfield and Corey Abbott.
'26 of Brandon Wilkinson and the 06 Kean Raleigh on row 11. Nigel Stock in the 98 and Austin and Abnett in the 60 on row 12. The 87 to Chad Turnquist and the 7 to Cale Pocock, row 13. The 5 Jonathan Cutlip and the 09 to Ty McIntosh, our point leader on row 14. Nick Silver in the 8 and JP Phillips in the 34 round out the top 30.
And starting in 31st, it's going to be Tom Bourne in the 16 with Gerald Campbell in the 31 right next to him. Row 17, you've got Gavin Higgins in the 20 and Dallas Myhand in the 88. Row 18, Andrew Rucker in the 64 and Jeff Ryan in the 3. And row 19, you've got Mark Rebellis in the 99 and Connor Thompson-Gardner in the 30. And Harrison Talon and Connell Bolton will be in row 20.
And then rounding out the field, we have the 32 of Dustin Dorr, the 08 of Randy Oakham, the 25 of Seth Rawls, and the 59 of Caleb Pecumer. And that's going to be our field for tonight as we are already reaching the restart zone. The pace car makes the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Connor Nixon will lead us to the green flag. Green means go. We are underway at Bathurst. A phenomenal jump for Connor Nixon there as he is cleared into the lead, and Scott Eckridge was going to clear into P2. As we go through Hell Corner for the first time tonight, so far so good. But now here comes the long run into Griffins.
And that long downhill run right there, that is going to trip some people up and right up into this uphill section. Right now, the front of the field getting a little strung out, but you can see still some chaos back there as everybody tries to get this sorted out.
Yeah, we already have one incident going. Ooh, netcode. The 33 Canal Bolton getting into Rabilis and I believe Jeff Ryan.
Yeah, that was Jeff Ryan in the 3 on the outside of that. Yeah, just nothing you can do in that netcode situation. But I think you have to take it a little bit easy right here at the start, and that may have been just a little bit of aggression with the netcode.
I agree with you on that, but here we go. Down through the cutting for the first time tonight. Will we survive?
Yeah, and you see how close those walls and how narrow that track is as they come screaming through there. I tell you, it's a very challenging part of this course, and I think it's going to be a spot where we're going to see a lot of chaos tonight.
Absolutely. So far, it would appear that we've gotten through clean and green. As we go through Forest Elbow, Connor Nixon already almost 2 seconds ahead of the field as Tally going to the 33. Through the chase for the first time. So far, so good for our race leader.
And I tell you, he has got that car hooked up because he has already pulled out to about a 2-second lead as they head down through this next set of corners.
Yeah, and that car looks fully in control. Not a hint of any sort of shake from braking, understeer, oversteer, what have you. But there we go. We got a 2x2 going into Hell Corner. I believe Mikolajczyk side by side. And here's another move.
Such a tight corner, too. Great job by everybody getting through there. But what a job to make the pass right there on the inside.
Absolutely, as we got a replay here. Whoa, there's an incident. Oh, someone got around. Not believe that's Darren Stapp. Oh, Dallas my hand.
Dallas Myhan just got on the brakes real hard there as somebody else got into the wall coming through those quick corners like that and just bounced off the wall, and he hit the brakes trying to avoid and just spun it around. That's so easy to do at a track like this.
It really is. Wow, look at that. Did you see the front of the car lift up just ever so slightly going through Skyline? What a view that was.
Yeah, not only did the front of the car lift up, but he was coming across that hill sideways. That was amazing. What car control by Connor Nixon.
Yeah, and you pretty much kind of have to. That's the fast way through. Kind of at the edge out of control right there while trying to keep it from the exit curbs. A lot of the curbs here at Bathurst are gnarly and they will launch you all over the place if you're not careful, or it'll just kind of upset the car high-sided a little bit and send you around, especially that exit curb at Skyline. I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Yeah, and I think that's something that a lot of stock car drivers really have to adapt to when they're coming to a place like this, because with these curbs, there you can see the 3 of Jeff Ryan getting onto one and hard into the wall. That's going to get him a meatball flag. But, you know, I think as stock car drivers, we kind of have a tendency to hit those curbs to help the car corner a little bit, but you can't do that at this track.
Yeah, he is already called it a night.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Just a tough break for Jeff Ryan there. As we see Chad Frankenfield going to the inside and rolling through. He looks like he's getting that car a little bit better since the start of this race.
Yeah, move Chad up to P18 there. See, looks like Rexing's going to be under fire from Key and Raleigh going through Griffin side by side. Oh, Rexing maybe a little too high. Oh, Chad Turnquist having a moment.
Yeah, he clipped the wall.
Whoa, this is going to be a tough move. Key and Raleigh through the cutting. Still side by side. That is a very difficult spot to try to make a move, and they're still going to be side by side. This is incredible. High difficulty driving, folks at home. Whoa,
yeah, what a job by both these drivers.
Absolutely. Turnquist got a little wide, and that's going to give the spot to Raleigh, but phenomenal, given all the room every car needed there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you get into a league situation like this, a lot of times you start to learn what other drivers will do and what their tendencies are, and you really learn how to race around each other a lot better. As we see another practically homemade meatball flag, that's going to go to Mark Rebellis. As we see into that curbing again.
Yeah, unfortunate for Harrison Talon, and I think
Harrison Talon, yep.
And then I think Chad Turnquist had an incident down into Forrest's elbow. There we go, on board. Whoa, just loses it under braking, locks the rears into the Falcon tire barrier, and then believe and nabbed it right behind him, kind of sailed the apex too, but I don't think he hit anything.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you'll notice with some of these tighter corners is, you know, if you get just a little bit out of shape or just a little bit too much on the brake, it's so easy to slide it. Luckily, it doesn't look like he hit that tire barrier too awfully hard, but, you know, this is one of those tracks where it is such a high difficulty track that you really have to be ready for anything, and also, you know, just be careful with your inputs.
Absolutely, and it's so difficult, especially through the downhill section. It's so easy to lock up in any direction, and you just gotta be so easy on it, so careful, and don't panic. That's the thing about stock cars on road courses. They smell fear. If you do anything panicked, especially hit the brakes, it's going to go into full lockup and it's going to bite you hard.
Well, and when you compare something like these Racecraft Grand National cars to something like the next gen car, or, you know, a GT3 car, these are made for oval racing. They're not really... Oh, big slide there from from Nixon. Or not Nixon, excuse me, that was...
Cale Pocock, hang on to it, buddy.
And, but you notice that these cars, you kind of have to throw them around the track almost. And the good thing about that is that sometimes you can make a corner a little bit faster or a little bit tighter than some other cars can, but the flip side of that is if you don't time it right or if you don't aim it right, that car can come out from under you real quick.
Yeah, and you really have to focus on straight line braking, otherwise the car will just not respond, and that's difficult, you know, from the exit of the dipper into Forrest's elbow, trying to get straight for the braking. It's not easy, as you see the rear come out from underneath Andrew Recker there. Not that hard of a hit into the Falcon tire barrier compared to what we typically see. So he gets out of that pretty well, all things considered.
He does, and you know, these are still cars that are using you know, the solid one-piece rear end. I believe it's a Ford 9-inch rear end that they use on these cars. So one of the other things about it is, you know, when you go to a short track like a Bristol or Martinsville, or even some of the road courses, you may tune your brakes more to the front. But at a road course like this, you're going to tune it more to the back, and that's going to really cause those lockups to hurt a lot more.
Absolutely, and trying to find that balance between getting it load up but not locking the rears, because when you lock the rear in this car, it's not exactly easy to save it, as we've already seen a couple times tonight already.
I tell you what, this camera angle is great. You see how... Oh, I think somebody got the ball, but...
Oh,
No,
it
there's
sure did
another
right
one.
there. Austin and Abnick clipped it.
And you see that you're pushing these cars so hard, and you're all the way out to every single inch of racetrack that you can take. And a lot of times, it just takes half a mile an hour, and you're smacking the wall.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. You've got to be so precise while having the finesse to dance on the razor's edge. You've got to drive it to that edge, and it's not easy. It's easy to get to that edge and easy to get over that edge. That's why it's so impressive watching everyone wheel these cars through, because disaster is only a moment away, and that's not even factoring in the difficulty of the track. As Tommy Ryan looks like he's getting around William Wyatt, it looks like we have a couple drivers pitting. Stage is at the end of lap 8, so this is likely the last opportunity to flip the stage. You see Tate Lytle and Chad Frankenfield taking advantage of that.
Yeah, this is one of those strategies we see a lot in real life. A lot of times what they'll do with a road course is they'll start from the end and work their way back. So, I know I need to have this much fuel at this lap, so let me work back to where that pit stop's going to be. And that's something we've seen for years in the real life series, where cars will pit sometimes 2, 3, 5 laps into the race because they're not thinking about right now, they're thinking about the end.
Yeah, and track position. Cannot emphasize it enough at a place like this where passing opportunities are few and far between. It's easy to just get absolutely stopped up behind another car because you don't have a whole heck of a lot of great opportunities to get that pass done without putting yourself and the car you're trying to pass in grave danger. So the easiest place to make that pass is on pit road.
It is, and like you said, it's easy to get bottled up here, but the other thing about it is with these cars, if you're not a great road course racer, but you can get some good track position, if you can get enough of a gap, somebody gets bottled up behind somebody, you can end up with a great finish, even though you're not a great road racer, just because you had the track position. As fast as you can be, you can only close so much distance.
Absolutely, and yeah, also if you're good at Tyler Cody's going around into the chase.
Good job keeping it. Yeah, good job.
Go on, Drew.
I was going to say, good job keeping his momentum and his speed up. As you see, like you mentioned earlier, it's that, wow, it's those curbs, and he gets into the kitty litter and luckily keeps his wheels spinning and gets himself out of there. But what a ride, and what a good job to really keep it off of everything.
Man, of the people I would have expected to make a mistake like that, Tyler Fody is about as far down on the list as you can go. Oh, he clipped the curb while he was braking, and you see it absolutely upset that car and was gone before he even knew what hit him. Wow, that is very unexpected from one of the best road racers, one of the best racers, period, in the elite racing leagues. Is Gerald Campbell having his own issues there exiting the chase.
And that's all it takes sometimes, is just one little mistake. You saw when he clipped that curb that the car just lifted up off the ground. I think it was on 2 wheels for just a bit there. And then once it came back down, it was out from under it.
Yeah, these cars don't grip that well on 4 tires, let alone 2.
No, they don't. And I think when you're looking at this, we see another replay here.
Cale Pocock, right in the cutting. That is one of the worst spots you can have a mistake like this. You are going full Austin Powers trying to get yourself back around. Oh, boy. Thankfully, he had a lot of gaps, so didn't have to worry about anyone plowing in there.
Yeah, and great job by everybody that was directly behind that incident to get by him with no issue. You see how narrow and tight this track is, and these cars are wider than they look, and sometimes sneaking through there is a lot harder than it seems.
It sure is, as we are coming to start the last lap of stage 1.
Steve Nixon has pulled out to a huge lead over Eckridge, Chin, Fuller, and Hibbs, your top 5. And, sometimes these guys just have a track or a combo that they just excel at, and that's what we're seeing today.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, you see a little bit of a train forming behind Justin Fuller there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a situation of him being slower and these cars not being able to get around him, or if they've just caught up to him as this race has gone on. But he's got to be careful, because if he gets out of the groove a little too much, it could be all of these guys going past him, and that would send him all the way back to 8th.
Yeah. Oh no, William White's gone around in the cutting! That was maybe not the greatest choices for a move there for Noah Brown, as William White trying to get turned back around Nigel Stock.
And there you mentioned earlier having that gap. He didn't have that big of a gap, so he got about halfway spun around and then had to wait for more cars to pass him. And that's going to send him really far down in the standings. What a tough break for William White there.
Yeah, this is very bad timing for Nigel Stock side by side with McIntosh.
That is a jump scare right there.
William White jump scare. Meanwhile, there it is. Caution is out. Connor Nixon will bring home the win in stage number 1.
And what a great job by him. Controlled it from start to finish, and he will bring home the stage win. Eckridge is going to come home in 2nd, it looks like, and Chin in 3rd, and will Fuller hold him off for 4th? It looks like he does.
Yeah, great job from Justin Fuller holding on to that 4th place spot. Big damage for Randy Oakham right there.
He goes down into this corner, and I don't know if he just underbraked for it or if he just locked him up going into that corner, but tough break, a hard hit. He's going to get one of those practically homemade meatball flags.
Yeah, well, he's going to have plenty of time to get it worked on with these quite long pace laps. But with that, we are going to go ahead and take our stage break, and we'll be back for the start of stage number 2.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
All right, we are back and just about ready to get back at it. Everyone trying to line up here. And your leader is going to be Chad Frankenfield with Tate Lytle. Flip the stage, puts them on the front row. Outside of that, nothing too crazy. Looks like Chin was able to get by Eckridge there on pit road.
And it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, and there was some sort of incident on pit road entry from what I was hearing. Oh.
Oh. Not sure if the 31 had trouble getting it slowed down there or what happened. Looked like there was a bit of an accordion in front of him.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, yeah, it looks like there was just an
Gerald.
accordion, and he did not get it slowed down.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what the repercussions are from that.
If somebody doing a little off-roading, little lawn work back there.
I don't know what's going on right now. The spa strat. Well, the calm before the storm here.
iRacing special events where the finest cheese comes from.
Yeah, what is up with all the single file here? I am quite confused on what's going on. We're only double file for like what appears to be top 10 maybe. I'm lost here, but pace car get ready to make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Chad Frankenfield will lead us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Bathurst. Here we go. Connor Nixon gonna be trying hard to get the lead back, and he's already making the send into turn 1, and he's gonna be already back in the race lead.
What a start.
Absolutely. What a jump for that 49. But here comes Chad getting the push from Tate Lytle, about to take the lead back and going defensive on Connor Nixon.
What a move by Frankenfeld.
No kidding. Tate goes wide though. Oh no! Contact from Connor Nixon into the back of Chad Frankenfield, and Chad is going to lose all that ground. We're going to be Chad wide. Oh no! Chad gets hit again! And he saves it!
Two incredible saves by Chad Frankenfield as we see these cars now going through here as Nixon got into him just a little bit, and that's all it took. Nixon is going to shake out to the leader with Chin second, Fuller up to third, and I tell you who else that affected a lot was Scott Eckridge. He is all the way back in 9th place after that.
Yeah, Scott, one of the biggest losers in that. That puts Joshua Chin up into P2 right behind Connor Nixon. Chin, a very good road course driver himself, dominated Gen 4 at Sonoma not that long ago. Oh no, someone going way wide, almost plowing the wall. I think that was Noah Brown.
Yeah, that was Noah Brown. He got just a little bit wide on that corner and just about knocked that wall down.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ray Bracey side by side with Chad Frankenfield coming up to the chase. This is going to be quite dangerous. Tyler Fody trying to help Ray through, side by side through. And it looks like Chad's going to fight to hold on, and he will. And now Ray's going to lose a spot to Tyler Fody and going to lose another spot to Chad Turnquist before finally filing in front of the 29 of, I believe, Ryan Borges. And now Fody looking to the inside of Chad. Oh, late. You see a little wiggle from the rear of the 40 car. Oh, no! Contact! Oh, and Chad gets hit! I believe that was Turnquist who hit the spinning Frankenfield Chad on Chad violence.
Frankenfield's going to get it going again, but that was a hard hit he took as that car went sideways. Boy, he has been a pinball since this restart, and just a little bit of the curb right there gets him loose, and around he goes, and nowhere to go. Oh, that's just rough. Tough break for both those guys right there.
Yeah, I think we all figured that something like that was going to happen. It was just, yeah, well, here we are back up front. Now back to the back half of the top 10 is Noah Brown is all over the back of the 66 of Tommy Ryan here.
As we see them work through this section of the course, you can see right there, he's trying to find some way to get either to the inside or to the outside.
Whoa! Tate Lytle with an issue, and he's going to be losing quite a few spots. Something happened in Forest Elbow for the 56.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got into the wall or what, but that car does not look like it is doing well. And in fact, it almost looks like it is maybe knocked a little sideways.
I think you might be right. Something about that 56 just doesn't look right.
kind of got that Sam Hornish Jr. at Charlotte and the COT look to it a little bit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on board with William White. He's got company right behind Thomas Coonan.
And you see Chad Frankenfield back there. Oh,
Nigel around.
How many times have we seen this today of just a car getting, coming out of a corner, trying to get back going, and just loops it around, man. Just, let's see if he got the curb or if he just,
just went around.
Yeah, just came around on it.
By everyone. It is not easy to miss a car going around in Murray's corner.
It isn't, and that's another one of those spots where just a small incident can turn into a big time problem. Great job, Nigel Stock, just keeping it center in the racetrack. And as we see Harrison Taylor,
Harry! Oh no, Harry! Oh,
keeps it off the wall.
Yeah. I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, that is certainly one way to get it down there. You just back it down to a wider spot so you can get it turned around.
Backing up, and he tows.
And then he just has to tow.
Yeah, and he's left. Oh, poor Harry.
I think that was okay, I'm done for the day. Sometimes in a race, you have too many things happen, and you just have to say, I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Joshua Chin has not let Connor Nixon drive away like he did in stage 1. The 93 is within striking distance of our race leader. Nigel Stock, another inside. Oh, there's Andrew Recker. You can't park there, mate.
We see him. He's going to go down in. Yep, you just see that car gets a little upset. Oh.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, and as somebody who is not a good road racer, I will attest that it is very easy to do that in any car, but especially these Grand National cars, they will come out from under you so easily.
That they will. Look at how close Chin is to Connor Nixon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Chin made some adjustments or if he just doesn't have that car in front of him to slow him down, but Nixon has not escaped like he did earlier. They've escaped from third place Fuller, as he is now 4.7 seconds back, but just about a car length of a gap between Nixon and Chin.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if Nixon may just be trying to ride and conserve here. We still have 17 laps to go. A lot of length on these tires as opposed to
I'll use
only need to go.
for my next level racing purchase. Thank you.
Not entirely sure if that was sarcastic or not. I hope we get that as a soundbite.
Another thing that I'm noticing here, when you can get off to a good lead and a good start, you can kind of get into your rhythm a little bit better. When you have somebody that is right behind you and is within striking distance, it weighs on your brain just a little bit. You may not, the more experienced you get, the less it does, but even then, seeing that car in the rearview mirror will always just give you that little pause sometimes, especially if they're, big scramble.
Scott Eckridge. Chad Turnquist hard into the wall through the chase. Oh no, and he lands right in the racing line. I believe it was actually Brandon Wilkinson going wide trying to avoid it. Oh, that likely day ending for Chad Turnquist, as Andrew Rucker has also called it a night.
Yeah, one thing that I will say that I'm really enjoying seeing out of a lot of these drivers is when they slide, they just come to a stop and let the cars get past them. You know, a lot of times when you're, not in a league setting, you'll see these cars, they'll spin out and they just let the car roll all over the track, or they're trying to rejoin immediately. And a really good job out of all these drivers to just be predictable, stay where everybody can see you, and don't move around until everybody's clear.
Oh, meanwhile, we're side by side through the cutting. Higgins and Silver and Cutlip, and I can't tell who that fourth car is. I think it's William White, and he's going to be side by side with Brandon Wilkinson. Oh, dear.
Tell you what, they're doing a great job, like you said earlier, giving each other room. They're running side by side, but they're not pushing it too hard. I have a feeling, though, that's going to go away as these laps continue to tick down.
Yeah, as we are just about halfway through this race, and it feels like an eternity still left to go for these drivers.
That's one of the things with these long road courses that a lot of people don't really notice is that, yeah, the lap count is really small, but you have to think about how many turns you're taking in those laps. You know, even in only 30 laps, you're talking about so many corners, so many braking markers to remember, and just a lot of focus that you're going to have to hold.
All right, guys, we got a race to do. Let's keep the chatter down.
Yeah, so review that one too then. Carlos, you get a chance.
Carlos putting his foot down.
He has to keep the chatter down, and they didn't.
Yep. Oh, William White wiggling to the inside of Gavin Higgins.
Oh, getting a little defensive there from Higgins.
Yeah. It's Tate Lytle on pit road. Interesting.
This is an interesting move. You wonder if he's got something planned or if he just had to come down and have that car checked out after his earlier incidents. We see...
Oh, Nigel Stock again.
Oh, and again, just a really quick slide. Doesn't get into anybody. Doesn't get into anything. Saves the car. Does a great job of that. And sometimes those are the most frustrating though, because if I go into a corner and I completely blow it and destroy the car, well, that was on me. But if I just barely slide enough to lose a couple spots, that one just sticks in the back of your mind.
And more importantly, sticks in the back of the mind of your tires. They do not forget any slide. Flash heating these things is a death sentence, especially around here. It becomes a negative feedback loop.
It really does, and I think that's one of the things that is the hardest thing to adapt to when you're on iRacing, is that if you slide these tires, they are not forgiving at all, and you will slide for the next 3, 4, maybe even 10 corners, depending on how you do after that. So you have to really be careful and really ease it through those next few corners, otherwise you're just going to make it worse.
Absolutely.
I tell you, Nixon has done a really good job managing the gap back to Chin. It's only ever been, 2, maybe 3 car lengths, but he's doing a great job of managing that gap and keeping the challenge of Chin behind him.
Oh, thought Thomas Coonan was maybe going to go for a move on the 26 car.
Yeah, he thought about it and decided he was going to wait until he could line it up a little better, and I think he's going to do the same here on this corner. I thought for just a second he might try it one more time, but I think he's really sizing him up and wants to make sure that when he makes this move, it's not going to cause a problem for him. As he does get to the inside there, not quite enough drive off the corner to take the spot, but he might be able to get him. As you see a defensive move taken there, squeezing him a little bit towards the grass as they head up over the top of the hill.
Oh, boy. Oh, a little bit of contact. Coonan, way wide into the wall.
I think that contact going into that corner put him off the line as they were heading into there. So that may come back to bite the 26. He needs to be careful about that because when that car gets back up to him, they're going to have something to say about that.
Yeah, play with fire is the 26 of Wilkinson. And speaking of playing with fire, White finally getting by Higgins. We got me practically. Oh my God! Oh no! Oh, the caution is out.
What a hard impact. The car goes upside down as it's drilled by another car. That's going to be Connell Bolton taking the hard hit, and then the 88 just drills him in the side. Dallas Myhand, as you see, that car just shot back across. Nowhere to go for Dallas Myhand. What a hard shot for both these drivers.
I think we need the tarps. Oh, jeez.
Yep, you're probably wondering how I got in the situation.
Oh, but he landed it. Even the Russian judge gave it a 10.
And that unfortunately is going to put an end to the day for Connell Bolton. As you see, he's going to go into this corner and just cannot get it woed up. Hits the ball at just the wrong spot.
Yeah, that is, that car is bucked up.
So see Chad Frankenfield, he's going to come down pit road like Tate Lytle did earlier and take his fuel and tires. Had fallen all the way back to 26th after a couple of incidents, got knocked sideways a couple times, spun out, hit, and still manages to be in it.
Meanwhile,
he's damaged. He's going to sit here a while.
Yeah, he's going to get that damage fixed, get that rear bumper put back on, but we'll go ahead and get another break in, and we will be back.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back and just about ready to get back at it. You see Tyler Fody getting a tally from the incident with Rakenfield on the last restart.
Yeah, and I mean that as much as it, as much as you first that frustrates you as a driver, and as much as it is kind of rough, it's one of those things where he went to make the pass, the car just got out from under him. Not anything that he was doing purposely, but when you have to put the incident on somebody, unfortunately, it was him in that incident.
Yeah, it's an unintentional mistake, but unfortunately, it is a mistake, and the mistake has to get punished. And it's interesting that Nixon down into PA. How many people ended up pitting that last time, Dave? Interesting. So the top 7 stay out. So that's a lot more work that Connor Nixon is going to have to do this time for this restart, as he's going to have 11 laps to try to get back to the lead of this race. Oh boy, this one is sure to be something, folks at home.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting restart. You're going to have Chin and Hibbs up on the front row. It's going to be interesting to see what Chin's strategy is here. And Nixon coming all the way back from that 8th position. He's going to not be on the preferred line when we start this race. So he's really got to be careful going into turn number 1. You don't want to take a potential win and lose it in the last possible moment.
Absolutely. Patience is going to be key as the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Joshua Chin will lead us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Bathurst. Chin jumps in front of Gavin Hibbs as we go into turn 1. Fuller files in behind the 95. Nixon already up to 7th.
Yeah, and we saw a couple cars that looked like they did not get through turn number 1 very well, and that is going to let Nixon, hopefully for him, get into that position. As you see, he's gotten clear of the mess a little bit. But I tell you who's up here, and a little bit surprising, is Ty McIntosh up in the 6th spot.
Cam going way wide.
Cam going way wide, and then Hibbs getting real loose coming out of that corner. And I tell you what, this is going to be interesting as these cars work their way through here.
Yeah, Ty McIntosh, quite the underrated road racer here, up into P5, trying to add to that point lead. Joshua Chin trying to take advantage of this track position and run away. He's already a second up on his teammate. Oh, Jared Rexing hard into the wall through Skyline.
Oh, he smacked that wall, and what a great job by everybody behind him so far, but really going to have to be careful now because we don't know how damaged that car is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too messed up despite how hard of an impact that was.
And if he didn't get a lot of damage out of that, he really lucked out because that looked like a hard shot to the wall.
Meanwhile, there's Mikolajczyk and Gavin Higgins side by side here.
Mikolajczyk is going to have, it looks like he's going to have just about a little bit of an advantage, but I think Higgins is going to have the preferred line into the...
Oh, no! Contact and around goes Mikolajczyk!
Hard into the wall as he's going to try to...
Oh, he's going to get hit by Phillips and Coonan!
Oh, he almost had it saved, and then it snapped back to the left and collects two other cars. Oh, what a rough break for Mikolajczyk as he came through that. I'm not sure if he moved down or if Higgins moved up, but that is a rough break for both of them in the caution.
And caution is out.
And you know who hates to see that? It's Chin, because Nixon is up to 5th and will have that preferred line on the restart.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, heartbreak for Thomas Coonan there, too. Just getting caught up in it.
That was not a track blockage.
I agree with Gerald. That was not a truck luggage.
Truck luggage sounds like a way to describe my PTSD from the St. Petersburg race a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, sometimes those races just kind of stick with you. But hey, on the bright side, at least we weren't having to call the Xfinity race at San Diego in the real-life series. Boy, that was a mess.
That it was. I don't know how bad my voice would have given out having to talk about the wall getting annihilated.
And, you know...
Big wreck back there, Carlos. There was at least 3 cars involved on that.
And that is the rule. If 2 or more cars are involved, it's a caution. But
yeah, and it was, it's one of those things where you kind of have to call it in the moment, and that was a fairly large crash, and I think a lot of it was when Mikolajczyk almost had that car saved and it snapped back in front of people. I think that was when the caution was called, which was, it's good, like you said, goes along with the rule, and you never know who's coming up behind that crash.
Absolutely. If you're not careful, it could be a much bigger incident. But we'll go ahead and get another break, and we will be back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
Alrighty, we are back and already ready to get back at it here for the most part.
I kind of hope we go green to the end. That was fun.
Sure.
At least... Okay, we are 1 to green. Gonna say, I got a little spooked looking at the pace car with the lights still on. Believe we're gonna be 7 to go when we get back at it here. It's gonna be a long 7 laps.
Yeah, you know, it's only 7 laps, but it's nearly 28 miles worth of racing, and that's a lot of racing to go. A lot of turns where you can still make a mistake, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, like we mentioned before the break, Nixon there in 5th. He is going to be on that preferred line when this thing goes back to green. We see Josh Chin, the leader. He is going to have to hold off. I don't think he's going to have a problem holding off Hibbs, Fuller, and Tooker, but Nixon is going to be the one. And I think what you have to do if you're Josh Chin is you have to take off quickly, and you have to put some distance between you and the rest of the pack.
And he was already starting to do that. Had himself about a second or so lead when that caution came out. We see everyone starting to double up here. And Lord knows that's not easy, pacing double file through this narrow racetrack.
No, it is not. It is not easy pacing on a road course to begin with, because you really got to watch your spacing and you really got to watch how you move through these corners. But at a narrow track like this, it's even harder. You got to really be paying attention and be on your toes.
Absolutely. As they pace down Conrad. Reset the top 10 here is Joshua Chin and Gavin Hibbs on the front row with Justin Fuller, David Tooker, and Connor Nixon the top 5. Ty McIntosh, Daniel Gore, Cameron Rich, Scott Eckridge, and Tommy Ryan rounding out the top 10.
See everybody formed up double file as we get ready to come to this restart, and it is going to be a wild one. You do not want to miss this, folks. It is about to get crazy.
Absolutely, even crazier than what's already been. Has the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Joshua Chin will once again lead us back to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Bathurst. 7 to go on the mountain.
What a great start by Chin. He's going to get the lead and
look at the start from Nixon, though. Already battling for P3 here on the outside. Justin Fuller, though, good to take it back. Right now, Joshua.
Go ahead.
Right now, Joshua Chin is pulling for Justin Fuller, hoping that he can hold on, and David Tooker trying to get that spot back as well. They are not making it easy. Well, Tooker slides a little wide. It is impossible to go 2x2 through Griffins, it seems. Everyone always going wide as Nixon settles into P4.
Yeah, he's going to settle in and just get his rhythm going, and you see Chin is not pulling away from Hibbs quite as quickly as he was earlier, so we've got to see how that's going to play out, as it's only about a car length lead right now.
Yeah, this could potentially be a battle between these Racecraft teammates.
We see them coming through here, and you see that Nixon is all over the back of Fuller, and he wants that spot because he knows if he can get clear of Fuller, all he has to do is go up and get them. They are not that far back, only about a second and a half back as he
what a move! Inside. Oh, elbows Fuller out of the way!
Trading a little bit of pain, he said, "Excuse me, pardon me, I've got to go."
Justin Fuller got elbowed in Forrest elbow as Nixon drives away, and now Justin has to worry about Daniel Gore with a run through the chase, but Gore elects maybe not to send it here.
Yeah, he's going to look. Ooh, a little bit of contact there maybe, but you see that Nixon is already pulling away from these guys as Gore's going to go to the inside. Oh, such a tight squeeze, but he's going to keep it side by side as they head down towards turn number 1.
Yeah, he's going to try to stay alongside Fuller, and I think he will.
I'd say that's... Go ahead.
Justin fighting back with the momentum, and Gore has to tuck back behind.
Tucks back behind and real close to the front of Tooker there. You know,
one
thing... Oh, what a move there. That was...
Big sideways through Griffins, and that's going to allow Gore to get to the outside, but this is going to be a very difficult pass, and ultimately he backs out of it.
Yeah, wise decision there by Gore to back off of that. He had the run, but that is a hard place in this track to be able to make a pass. So just tuck behind and keep your line going and look for another opportunity. You know, one thing that I was going to say a little bit earlier, one thing that you want to see if you're Chin that you really like right here at the end of this race, new fastest lap.
Yeah, and Nixon not making the ground. I think we would have expected still 2.7 seconds behind Joshua Chin and 2 seconds behind even Gavin Hibbs, give or take.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Nixon is just maybe saving a little bit or trying to get his rhythm back, but it looks like that he's not able to catch as quickly as we thought he might once he got clear of Fuller. And we've noticed a little bit that sometimes that third place car does have a little bit of a harder time catching up. He has put a second on Fuller though, so he's making ground up. It's just going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to make it up quick enough.
Absolutely. Oh, Joshua Chin is going! Oh, no! A big mistake from Joshua Chin, costing him the lead, costing him second, and potentially costing him third. What in the world happened to the former race leader?
And right now, Nixon smells blood in the water as we see here the 93 of Chin as he might have clipped the grass. Oh, no, he got the curb.
Just like what happened to Tyler Fody. Again, one of the last people I would have expected to make a mistake like that. My goodness. Oh, no, Cale Pocock has gone around turn one. I think he might have gotten help from the 5 car.
As we see Chin right now trying to get back past Fuller. He's dropped to the 4th position. And right now, Nixon smells blood in the water. He's got Hibbs in front of him and only about a second gap. He is chasing Hibbs with 5 to go.
Yeah, that is a huge boon to Connor Nixon dominating this race, trying not to get the win taken from him through pit strike. Oh no, Thomas Coonan and Tate Lytle have gone around. And they are in a very precarious position right now. Oh my goodness, and we have a caution.
Yeah, you see right there, just a little bit of contact. It's going to send them both around, and that is very easily could have been a huge crash. Great job by everybody to get past, but oh man, a caution with less than 5 to go. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Gavin Hibbs is punching the air right now, as this is likely going to be, I'd say, a natural green-white checkered.
And, you know, I've been in Hibbs' spot before where you're, you know, maybe not great, but you're up there, you've got good track position, then all of a sudden you look up and you go, hey, how'd I end up in the lead?
Yeah. You know, Connor Nixon trying to fool people to pit road and getting absolutely no one to fall for it.
You have to try, though. It's kind of like... It's like icing the kicker at the end of a football game. You gotta try.
Yeah. One of those. Not gonna work, but might as well.
And this is going to put Nixon on that front row next to Hibbs, but it's also going to put Chin right behind Nixon as they go into that first corner. So that's going to be fascinating to watch when this race does restart.
Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult now for Hibbs to hold him off. He had about a second buffer till that caution came out. We'll go ahead and get another break in, and we will be right back.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back and about ready to get back at it. I believe this is going to be a natural green-white checkered here. And, Drew, this is probably going to be some wild stuff going on because of it.
I think we are going to see some chaos. I think we're going to see some drivers taking chances that they would not have. I think we're going to see a lot of drivers just trying to make something happen while everybody's grouped together. And, you know, if you're one of those cars that has not had a good day, this might be a good chance for you to pick up some spots in the chaos. But if you're somebody like Nixon, Chin, Fuller, you've been up there all race, you got to keep your stuff clean, and you got to get through this as quickly as you can. And if you're, I'm going to say this, if you're in the top 10 right now, you got to keep it clean and just look for opportunity, because with all this chaos, you never know what's going to happen. You know, just a few laps ago, we were talking about Chin trying to run away with it, and he ends up sliding off the track, but now is all the way back up and forth and possibly still has a shot at this thing.
Yeah, at this point, you really can't count out anybody. You have no idea what's going to happen here. As everyone makes their way through Forest Elbow, we'll go ahead and reset the top 10. Hibbs, your leader, with Nixon next to him, Justin Fuller and Joshua Chin. Daniel Gore rounding out the top 5. David Tooker, Scott Eckridge, Cameron Rich, Ty McIntosh, and Kean Raleigh, your top 10.
You just wonder what's going through the minds of these drivers right now as they prepare for this final restart. You know, what do I have to do to come out of here with a good finish? What do I have to do to come out of here with a checkered flag?
I think most of the field is just hoping to survive these next 2, potentially more laps remaining. But here we go, the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And Gavin Hibbs will lead us to the restart zone. Creamy's go, we're back underway at Bathurst. Gavin, oh, Tyler Fody almost going around in the back.
Fuller's gonna...
Oh no! Fuller sent it and loops it! Oh, and he takes Connor Nixon with him!
Oh, huge crash back there. Well, a big stack up anyway, as it's going to be Hibbs pulling away with Gore second, Eckridge third, Chin still back in fourth. What a mix-up at the front as Fuller took the lead just for a moment and then lost it going into turn number 1.
Unbelievable. This race has been completely flipped up on its head. Gavin Hibbs trying to run away. Daniel Gore trying to bring home his first career elite win, trying to run him down. Eckridge up into third, and somehow Joshua Chin didn't gain a single spot through all that. He's still in fourth.
And I tell you, Hibbs is doing everything he can to run away with this thing right now. He is pushing that car as hard as he has pushed it all day long. Right now, he's got about a 3 or 4 car length lead on Gore, as Eckridge looks like he's going to put a challenge on Gore.
Yeah, Gore is having to look out back a lot more than he's looking out front right now. It's off of Forest Elbow, down Conrad. It is about 7/10 or so the advantage for Gavin Hibbs.
And he is right now just absolutely wheeling that thing. He's not looking in the mirror. He's forgetting the mirror exists, because all he can see is clean asphalt in front of him and hopefully the checkered flag in a few laps.
Yeah, at this rate, he's praying to see the white flag. I don't think he wants to deal with another restart. That time, Gore made up about a 10th through the chase as off of the final corner. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Or actually, Barney is not waving.
We are 2 laps to go.
Flag. Yeah, I'm surprised that it still extended. It's like the system didn't care that we had shortened the caution, and it just said, "No, I'm not going to do it." Insert the "no, I don't think I will" meme here. So it is 2 laps to go, and Gavin Hibbs is very much not thrilled at that prospect.
He is not, and I tell you, that is probably driving him crazy because he thought he would only have to run just the 2 laps. That one extra lap, that extra almost 4 miles is going to be a little bit more time that Gore can get up there and try to challenge for his first win. But a great job through that set of corners by Hibbs.
Oh my God, we have a huge wreck! Oh my goodness! Connor Nixon is destroyed. Gerald Campbell is destroyed. Mikolajczyk. Are we gonna? Everyone's towed. Connor Nixon. Oh, he faced Gerald Campbell. He's physics iRacing, and we're getting another caution.
What a crazy, crazy way to end that race for Nixon. Oh, what a rough break, too, as Campbell got into him. And now our 5th caution and another green-white checkered coming up. And Hibbs has got to be punching air right now. Had that crash happened just a lap later, or had iRacing not extended that run to the checkers by 1 lap, he wouldn't have had to worry about the caution. It would have been over. But no, it is going to be another restart.
I am just... Wow. Just wow. That hit was violent. My goodness gracious.
That is one of those hits where you hope that they were able to take their hands off the wheels. You know, we don't have as much of a risk of getting hurt here on iRacing, but if you've got a direct drive wheel, some of those hits, especially the ones with the funky physics, they will rip that wheel out of your hands. You can break a thumb, you can break a wrist really easily.
Yeah. I'm still not over that hit. Like, he phased through Gerald, and he looked like he got launched out of a cannon. Oh, and this is another incident that happened. Looked like Corey Abbott and Tom Bourne.
Just a little bit of contact right there was enough to send both of them around. As you see, it looked like it was 3 wide. The 21 going to the outside, and as he comes in, a little bit of a block. Into the grass he goes, and, well, you can't stop on the grass, unfortunately.
No, you can't.
Those are the best, aren't they? When you and somebody else make contact, you both spin, and you just sit there looking at each other for a second.
Like, stop. Well, I guess we'll take another commercial and try to take a breath after what in the world that was, so we'll be right back.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back and ready to get back at it. This
Now
is,
we get
go on.
now we get to see what this how this restart's going to play out, and now we get to see, you know, who's going to make the big move on this restart. Last time out we saw it was Fuller going down into turn number 1, and it just stacked up everybody, and we'll have to see what happens next. James?
Yeah. I don't know what to expect at this point. This has already been one of the weirder road course races I've seen, and that's counting St. Pete from a couple of weeks ago, so.
We said last time, get ready for the chaos, and boy, did it really show, and we're going to have more chaos after this restart.
Yeah. And potentially fuel getting involved too. Someone might run out. Oh, this has the makings of last year's Bathurst 1000 finish.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as we see Austin and Abnett. He was your lucky dog, and he's going to get back out there. He's had a rough day. A lot of cars have had rough days today, and a lot of people trying to take advantage of that. As we see our race control tally going to the number 7.
And we are gonna be coming to one lap to one to go, because we it was deemed that because it was shortened, that's why it still stayed at 3 laps to go instead of it being 2 for the green white checkered. So we are not advancing it, so now we are 1 to green.
Yeah, sometimes you have to play with the system just a little bit to get it to work the way you want it to, but got that figured out now, and we are going to have that green-white checkered. And if you, like I said, if you are in the top 10, you know, I mentioned, hey, take your shot, because if you look at somebody like Raleigh, he was right at the back half of that top 10, now up in battling for the 6th position when they go back to green. So that is a great jump by him. Tooker, Rich, they also took advantage of the scramble going into turn number 1 on the last restart.
That they did, and we'll see if we see that again. The Gavin Higgins up 20 spots. Ty McIntosh up 11. Just absolutely incredible. Oh, that is 17.
Yeah, and Kean Raleigh, who we just mentioned, up 15 spots. So we see here our lap leaders, Connor Nixon with the most laps led. Gavin Hibbs racking them up. He's just past Josh Chin, and Chad Frankenfield with the 1 single lap led.
Well, as we see the fastest laps, Chin, Nixon, Hibbs, Eckridge, and Gore. Man, Connor Nixon's gotta be so absolutely frustrated. It looked unstoppable. And then everything went wrong in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and it certainly poured on Nixon. You know, that's one of those where you're getting out of the rig and you're throwing gloves and you're throwing everything just because you had a shot, and something completely out of your control takes you out like that. Just hate it for him, and you know, those are the kind of races that really stick in your craw, because you know, if you have a fast car and you just get out raced by somebody or you make a mistake, that's one thing. But when it's a situation where you get taken out by somebody else, you know, it's just it just feels wrong. It feels like you're owed a race from the racing gods after that one.
Absolutely. We have all been there ourselves. Yeah, you're likely right about that, Dave.
Oh, I was muted. I said I feel chaos coming.
I think chaos is going to be an understatement, as we are going to have a lot of cars scrapping and scraping and clawing for this win.
And crashing. Don't forget the crashing.
Oh, yes. There will be plenty of that.
We'll have 1 green-white checkered left, right?
We do. Yay.
Another half hour.
I hope not.
Please no.
Well, here we go. The pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. It's going to be 2 laps to go from Bathurst. Green means go. We're back underway on the mountain. Gavin Hibbs trying to bring it home, trying to hold on. Look at Eckridge to the inside of Gore. They make a little bit of contact. Oh no, Gore! Hang on to it! Oh no, they're cracking. They're making contact and everyone's holding on to it, but we're oh no, Tommy Ryan's got hit by Ryan Borges and he comes across the track and wipes out Tate Lytle. Tate Lytle's absolutely demolished.
They are wrecking big time in the back. 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved, and we are under caution again. Tate Lytle with a practically homemade meatball flag. I saw somebody else. Thomas Coonan's going to pick one up as well. Several cars just pinballing around. As we see here, this is going to be We'll go back right here. This is where everything started. As you see, Eckridge and Gore are going to come in here side by side, and it looks like Gore gets a little bit into the grass, manages to drift it around the corner and save it, but then the contact begins behind him. You see Tooker making contact with Raleigh. They're going to get it all put back together, and then Ryan up to the side of the 29. He's going to get off in the grass. And a little bit of contact right there. William White into the 65. I think that was Noah Brown. And then Ryan off track down into the wall. And that's going to send him right back up into the pack.
Yeah, iRacing physics not doing anyone any favors on that.
As you see, there's Lytle. He had made contact with Ryan when Ryan came back up on the track. Let's take a look here as Frankenfield's going to miss him. Oh, hard contact for Cutlip as well. Fody gets into the back of Lytle. We see this again. Look at Frankenfield. Oh, just barely misses it. And I think everybody, just about everybody behind him was involved.
Yeah, I think Thomas Coonan got himself a practically homemade meatball.
Oh, the hard hit by Lytle right there. Nothing he could do as that car just went flying back across the track. It happens this quick, you know, everybody's scrambling, everybody's trying to grab every position they can, and then that hit starts the chain reaction. Man, what a hit for Tate Lytle.
Obliterated. Absolutely obliterated.
Yeah, nothing Ryan could do here once that car hit the wall. He was just a top at that point. That's one where you tow back to the pits and you're like, I'm dizzy.
Well, at the risk of running out of things to talk about, we'll go ahead and catch another break here, and we'll be back soon-ish.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Detroit, Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade, that time is now. Score up to $4,000 off on a 26 brand new Ford Explorer. And our Ford Explorers come with the Bolin Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. So get to Tom Bolin Ford in Hannibal. Heck of a deal, ain't it?
Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. So don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big.
The Lucas Oil School of Racing. Simply stated, we are the professional ranks where the quality of the equipment often dictates the outcomes, and all of our cars are designed to perform and race as close as humanly possible. None of our competitors will have an advantage from engineering tactics. Rather, you will compete on a completely level field with a score of immensely talented up-and-coming drivers, all pushing each other to reach their new heights in their respective pursuit in becoming a professional race car driver. Every year, our top-performing graduates move on to the professional racing ladders of IndyCar, F1, and IMSA. Whether drivers compete in 1 or 2 seasons of our series, when they are ready to move on, they are ready to move. The training you receive in our school is an unmatched, unforgettable, first-class education combining the very best racing instruction and education.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Before anyone else was talking about it, we were building it. Sim Gaming Expo, America's original, community-driven, multi-genre simulation gaming event. Experience the latest hardware and tech, meet creators, watch live competitions, and celebrate your passion with fellow sim enthusiasts. Join us September 18th to 20th, 2026 at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Tickets are on sale now for the 5th Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. September 11th through 13th brings a full weekend of action with the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and St. Louis's biggest music festival, Confluence. The stars shine on and off the track, and your ticket gets you everything: cars, concerts, camping, food, and fun. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now and save big at WWTRaceway.com.
Alrighty, we are back and about ready to get back at it. The final green-white checkered attempt of the night. And it's gonna be a doozy. Drew, I don't think we've seen anything yet.
I agree. I don't think we've seen anything yet. And I tell you, if there's anybody who is happy that this is the last attempt, it's got to be Hibbs. He has held on to that lead spot through just absolute chaos ever since he took it. And I tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see him try to defend. Eckrich looks really good. You've still got Gore with a shot at it. And I tell you what, that outside coming into that first corner has been rough tonight for a lot of folks.
It sure has. We saw that almost end very badly for Daniel Gore that last trip through. So we'll see. And what does my color commentator from last season, Cameron Rich, have on this final restart?
Yeah, he's been really good the last few restarts, keeping his car out of the trouble. You still got McIntosh up in the top 10, Raleigh up in the top 5. I mean, we've got so many good cars still up near the front of this pack, and you look at somebody like Ray Bracey, who hasn't really been around much for this, up in the top 10 for this race, and he's right up there, right here at the end.
Yeah, we all know Bojo knows his way around a road course.
Guys are roughing up the pace car.
It's about the only thing that hasn't been hit tonight.
Insert quote from Days of Thunder here.
Exactly.
James, I want your word. Whatever happens here, we're done, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The next flag will end it. This is the last opportunity, so we will end under caution if we do get another one.
You have to wonder if in the back of his mind Hibbs isn't cheering for that a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're probably absolutely spot on at this point.
Sounds like we may have some people run out of fuel during this green-white checkered.
That wouldn't surprise me. No one filled up expecting this to happen as the pace car about to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Gavin Hibbs will lead us back to the restart zone. Greamies go, we're back underway. 2 laps to go on the mountain. Can Gavin Hibbs hold on for the win? But look at the jump that Scott Eckrich has got on the outside. Eckrich trying to stay to the outside of Hibbs. Off a toe, and Gavin Hibbs is just done. Oh my God, just a fun.
What a tough break for Hibbs.
Now it's Cameron Rich and Daniel Gore up to second and third. Going to look into the inside of his teammate for P2.
Gore's going to get to the inside. He's going to take P2, and he is setting his sights on Eckrich. But now here comes Rich battling back to the inside, and here comes Raleigh looking for a little bit here.
And this is music to the eyes of Scott Eckridge as he's trying to run away. This is exactly what he wants to see as Cameron Rich is sideways. They're fighting hard. Gore gonna clear. But they are now 2 seconds adrift of the 23. Is there enough time for Daniel Gore to run him down?
Gore's going to be digging for everything he has got. He wants to get that first win. Eckridge digging for everything he's got to escape. As they come down through these set of corners, it looks like that Gore has picked up a little bit on him, but it isn't enough. Is he picking up enough quickly? As it's down to 1.7 seconds.
Yeah, the Redux teammates might have cost themselves that one. They were a lot faster through the downhill that time. But that time through Forest Elbow, Scott Eckridge was able to stretch it out just that bit. Scott Eckridge trying to get his first Grand National win. Came so close so many times last season.
Not to alarm anyone, but it says 3 laps to go.
Oh, you can't be serious right now.
Oh, this is going to make things a lot more interesting. As we see, we're going to come down to only get 2 to go this time. As we see one car, that's Tooker peeling off. I think he's out of fuel. And look at Gore. He's cut it down to about 1.5 seconds. He is setting sail after Eckridge.
Oh my god. So now who has the fuel? Who can make it? Oh, this really is last year's Bathurst 1000 finish.
As we see right now, as they come over the top of the hill, it's going to be Eckridge. He is trying to pull away, but Gore right now has brought it down to about 1.5 seconds, maybe a little bit less as they head through this section. And I tell you, this is going to be right here when they come down to this next downhill part is where Gore made up the bulk of it last time around. A black flag for the 09 of Ty McIntosh. Tough break for him.
Heartbreak for Ty McIntosh. That's going to cost him so many positions and points.
JP Phillips also picking up a black flag as we see Gore has cut it down to 1.3 seconds now as they come through. And he is pulled away from Rich, so this is going to be a 2-car race between Eckridge and Gore with just over 2 laps to go.
I've had many a race with Daniel Gore, and let me tell you, that is the last person you want to have in your mirror in a road course race. Daniel Gore knows his way around a road course in a stock car, especially these O'Reilly Series cars. Scott Eckridge is having to do everything he can to hold on, but he is under 1 second. Coming to the white flag, can Daniel Gore pull it off, trying to run down the 23? 0.7 seconds, the gap from Eckridge. Now 0.6, can Danny G bring it home?
This is going to be an intense battle as you see him come down. They're going to get the white flag this time. Gore has cut it down again, but a great exit there by Eckridge. Eckridge is going to have the advantage with the white flag in the air.
1 second going into turn 1. A masterful job down the hill that time for Gore. He needs to do it again to set himself up for an opportunity going through the chase. Heading up to Griffin.
It is down.
Go on.
I was going to say it is down under 1 second again. It's now down to 0.6 seconds. You could measure it in car lengths. It's about 1.5 car 2 car lengths between Eckridge and Gore. Right now, as Eckridge is going to try to pull away.
And the question still remains, who has the fuel to bring it to the checkered?
Looked like Eckridge was sliding a little bit as they came through that section. He has got Gore right behind him now, down to 0.5 seconds. It's down to maybe 1.5 car as they head down into the downhill section.
Gore has been money down the mountain, and he's going to have to make one last withdrawal. The last opportunity is coming up. He is on the back of Scott Eckridge. Knocking on heaven's door, going through the dipper. He just needs Chris elbow. Eckridge goes defensive. I don't know if that was the right way to go. That might give Gore a much better exit through the elbow. But that time it actually worked for Eckridge. It's almost 0.5 of a second. That might have been exactly what he needed.
Can he hold him off heading into the final set of corners? It's down to 0.3 of a second. It's down to a car length. Here comes Gore. Can he get to the back bumper?
Danny G is there. It's going to be one last shot going through Murray's, but a perfect chase for Scott Eckridge. Gore is not going to be close enough. One final corner. Checker flag in his sights. Scott Eckridge goes wide. It's going to be a photo finish. Oh, and it's going to be Daniel Gore winning at Bathurst.
What a finish, a drag race to the end, and what a way for this one to come to a close.
Hold on. I think Scott Eckridge was saved by the line. It's showing Eckridge as your race winner.
So we see here Eckridge went off the track just a little bit, coming out of that final corner. As they come up side by side, it is a drag.
Oh, right there.
Just
oh my goodness.
By the slimmest of margins, Eckridge is gonna get this one.
Wow.
What a finish. And what a job by both these guys. What a job by Raleigh coming home in the third position, but wow, what a finish.
Unbelievable. I have no words for that. Holy crackers. What an end to this one.
Absolutely incredible job by all involved. Absolutely incredible finish. And I tell you what, right now, you know that Daniel Gore is just punching air because he just about got it when Eckridge made that slip off that final corner.
Yeah, there is no greater feeling in racing than winning in a photo finish, but there is no worse feeling in racing than losing by a photo finish. I have no words to describe that.
Having been on both sides of that, it is absolutely, you're either punching air or you're just absolutely elated when you come out of a race like that. As we see here, Scott Eckridge getting that win by just a hair over Daniel Gore.
And I think something happened to Cameron Rich on that final lap, because you see Kean Raleigh now up into P3. With Ryan Borges and Ray Bracey rounding out the top 5. Noah Brown, William White, Joshua Chin, Gavin Higgins, and Chad Frankenfield, the top 10. Wow.
What a recovery by Chin, you know, after that, one of those incidents, he had actually fallen outside of the top 10. He'll come back up into the top 10. You see William White getting a top 10. I mean, just so many good finishes for some of these guys, and some of these guys have had a rough couple of weeks to start the season. So, you know, they're celebrating right now these good finishes.
Absolutely. But with that, we are gonna talk to our top 3. First, we'll go ahead and start with the third place finisher of Kean Raleigh. Kean, James in the booth, you got a copy.
Hey, sure do, Bass. What's up, fellas?
Take us through your race, because that was abject insanity.
Yeah, I don't envy anybody in a position of power right now. Anybody with the race control label or anybody who's an admin. It's been a busy week. I showed up with no practice. My qualifying lap was my practice, and I wasn't about its select road courses. I think if I had practiced and qualified, I still would have finished about, you know, where I ended up. But it's a shame that that finish had to come at the expense of others, because some things just didn't go, you know, the way they should have gone.
Yeah, it's definitely one that we won't be forgetting anytime soon. But you have to be quite proud of bringing home a top 3 despite all that.
Yeah, I drove the wheels off that car. I just wish I'd given myself some more time to figure it out. The lap times towards the end of the race got really, really good amidst all the chaos. The wheel-to-wheel racing at the front of the field was exemplary with Cameron Rich there for a couple of corners. Me and Ray Gracie were side by side up the mountain for maybe half a lap together. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff tonight. It's just overshadowed by unfortunate happenings on the officiating side of things. You know, everybody is going to do the best they can, and I just made the right decision to stop and put a little bit of fuel in it when I put those tires on. So, you know, I reaped the benefits. I'm happy to finish a race finally after not starting at Daytona and getting axe murdered in Indianapolis by the driver who won this race. So I think we just got to build on it and see what we can do. We're leading the truck points. I think we were about 53rd in Grand National points coming into the night, so hopefully this helps. And then I just look to ride a positive wave here. I think we go to Twin Ring Motegi next week, so we're staying on this side of the globe. Just got to get to the finish line.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic run for you. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you like to give before we let you go and recover?
Well, I owe my truck spotter, Matthew Bayuk, an apology. I never gave him a shout-out when we won that race a couple weeks ago. So, you know, he gets that. Wasn't on top of the box tonight, unfortunately, but, you know, I appreciate you guys putting a broadcast on and doing your best to officiate something like this. I know that there's obviously you can't make everybody happy. I'm a happy camper, but a lot of guys aren't, understandably. You know, I think you guys do the best you can when this kind of stuff happens. I think we still got a beautiful race car here. You guys finally got to see the Supra on the track, you know, as opposed to the truck for more than 2 laps at a time. So shout out to Seth Rawls over there for getting that boy painted, and go Tops. That's all I've got for you guys.
Fellow Kentuckian, I see.
There we go. Go Big Red.
All righty, well, we appreciate you, Ken, and hopefully we're talking to you again here next week.
Yes, sir, fellas. Take it easy.
All right, there is our 3rd place finisher of Ken Raleigh, and now time to talk to the runner-up.
Daniel Gorge, Drew up in the booth. You got us?
Okay.
Man, what a run by you at the end of that race. What a save by you on that second to last restart. How did your race go from your point of view?
Well, to lose out by only 4 100s, I'm happy with P2. I'm going to take a quote from one of my favorite drivers here. It feels good to be disappointed with P2. I don't know. We were just talking about it before he pulled me up, and he kind of just gave me a little hip check, and I had to wheel it back together. But the race as a whole was pretty good. It was really hard to pass, like, the entire time, especially once the faster guys got to the front. It was just impossible. So I kept in it, didn't wreck the car, and played my cards right on fueling up a little extra on the tire stop, and it got me here, I guess.
Definitely paid off for you there at the end. When you were coming out of that final corner and you saw him get off of that track, I mean, you just needed another couple of inches. How does it feel to come just that close?
Not good. Yeah, I lost too much time biting in the beginning, and I ended up hitting the curb in turn 2, and that's probably what really kind of killed my run. Have any shot at him, and part of me wanted to give him what he gave to me in that restart, but I knew if I hit him on that last corner, he was probably going into the barrier. So unfortunately, this is too little, too late.
Well, great run out of you. You know, even after that close finish, I tell you, that was an exciting finish. Anybody you want to shout out? Sponsors, teammates, anybody you want to shout out?
Just my team, Noah and Cam. Cam kind of got screwed out on the whole fuel thing there, so that kind of sucks for him. And I know Noah was involved in a few incidents. But I want to thank the two South Shore guys too. We're friends, and we're hanging out during the race, keeping company, and they helped. So, and my buddy Kieran, I had a talk with him. I haven't been doing too good recently, but he put me in a good mood today. So I want to thank him.
All right, well, great job today, and like I said, great job on that finish, and great job on that save going into turn one, and hope to have you up here again next week.
Thank you.
All right, and now time to talk to the man of the hour, Scott Eckridge. Scott, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Sure do.
Well, man, take us through that whole just start with all the green white checkers there. Just start with that one.
I was gonna say you don't got enough time here tonight to go through the whole thing, but gosh, this track is so scary to restart on, first off. And then, obviously you're gonna have the normal, turn one hero stuff, and it just the whole fuel thing playing at the same time, everybody's trying to, play that game, and it just, oh my gosh, it was the chaos that it promised to be, I guess, is the best way to put it. We just, tried to keep our nose up, I guess, and, keep ahead of, all the wrecks, and hopefully, just at this point, if anything happens on top of that hill, it's just a roll of the dice whether you make it. So we just happen to come out on the right side of it this time.
Absolutely. And just how much preparation did you even put in for a race like this, a track like this?
This is the first race in the entire last 2 seasons I've run that I've actually put in more than an hour running laps before, because I didn't want to be the guy that screwed it up for everybody. So it was actually pretty high grip for what it was, but yeah, you definitely could tell who did and didn't practice some.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, what an incredible win for you tonight. Is this your first win in Elite?
Yeah, it is. And what a nail biting way to get it. I had actually ran out of gas coming to that short shoot right before the final corner. And I blew the final corner trying to roll more speed because I knew I didn't have any, it was stumbling. So, wow, we really almost gave that one up.
Wow. But man, any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, as always, all the Chef Esports guys, they really make this a lot of fun and make it enjoyable every week. Chad gets a lot of flack, but it's been refreshing to run this league, and at least with the the fairness and all that you normally have problems with. And then obviously all you guys up in the booth, like watching these back later in the so it's real fun, and I appreciate everybody that spends their effort and time putting on this for us.
All right, we appreciate you, Scott, and hopefully we're talking to you again here next week.
Yeah, let's hopefully this is the start, right?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. Well, it's time for us to wrap up. Drew, quickly, what are your wild final thoughts from this?
I tell you what, we thought that this race was going to be a little bit wild. We thought it was going to have chaos in the end, and boy, did it ever deliver on that.
It sure did. But with that, it's time for us to get the heck on out of here. From our broadcast partners, Drue Bernardi and Dave Huckleberry, I'm James Watson. I'm bidding you adieu. Till next time. Good night, everyone.
All right, and now we got a race.